See you later.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? What a disastrous start to the show. Welcome to episode 792 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles. We had a little standoff there between Ben and producer Nico.
I didn't know
Nico
that
started
once
the
the
show,
countdown
and
starts.
then Ben said, I got something I need to say. So now I either have to wait an hour and a half to figure out what Ben was going to say,
it.
or...
You know what? I'll say it right now.
He's saying it right now.
Okay, I know you saw. I didn't realize you couldn't stop a countdown. Once the countdown starts, it's unstoppable.
It's unstoppable.
Number 2, Kyle Brackey came at me and said I only called him twice for help. That was the only times I called him. Well, I gotta come back, and I didn't think about this, Kyle Brackey. He didn't call me any times. He called me 0 times.
Ooh.
So
that is
Brackey.
Checkmate set match there, Kyle Brackey.
0 times. How rude.
So in your face, Kyle Brackey, but also in your face, JD Raider, who did not make the walk for Kyle Brackey's return. Is there some tension there?
That's
Was
true.
he not ready to face the man whose seat he took?
No, and I told Brackey it's on site next time. He called me a coward.
He did call you a coward.
So
He called you a coward for not showing up. You need to describe your medical condition and why you weren't able to come. Otherwise, you're just a coward forever, JD.
yeah, it was not a good situation. About 24 hours after getting back from Mexico, I don't know what exactly it was that I ate or drank or whatnot, but it put me in a bad place for about 24 hours.
I think you should just be thankful that it waited.
Yeah.
Waited 24 hours. Normally, it's like a pretty.
Honestly, it
immediate
might have been
thing.
something I ate like immediately upon getting back, because normally it is like a.
Pretty quick acting.
Actually, it
thing.
was more than 24 hours. It was like 28 hours.
Maybe it was something you ate in Austin then. Let me
I know,
that
yeah,
possibility
maybe.
out there.
JD eats out a lot. He's a party boy. He's always out in the streets. Who knows? Maybe a street taco.
Party boy JD.
Party boy JD. Okay, so we got seeds. We got a lot to get to today. World
Hey,
Team Trials
who's
seeds are
going to
out.
Iowa City this week?
Man, a lot of us.
Really?
I am. He is not.
I'm not. I'll be holding it down. We got Flow Zone right here from the studio.
So JD, Kozak, and Bray are home, and everyone else is going. Andy, Kyle, me, Bader, Mike, Spay, a bunch of us. It's like 7 or 8 of us going. So it'll be a big crop of us headed to Coralville, Iowa, where I am not sad to go. I don't mind Coralville. I don't mind eating at the
I
old
always think
Chicago.
it's funny you guys when they call it Coralville, Christian, because I'm like, we all know it ain't Coralville. We know what it is. This is Iowa, MF and City. It is not Coralville. I hate it when they say Coralville.
With the new Extreme Arena, actually, like it's Coralville, and you
It
don't
is.
really leave Coralville. You
How
don't really
is
leave
it
that
actually in
strip.
Coralville? Because it's like so close to everything else.
It is sort of
They're-
strange.
Those two places are right next to each other. Just
Like-
it turns out.
Coralville. So we stay at the whatever the hotel's called.
The Drury,
that's like-
the Drury.
No, it's worse than that. I wish. It was
No, the Drury's kind of nice down there. Usually the Juries are the dump.
That's what
that
I'm
one's
saying.
kind of nice.
It's not that nice. It's not nice like the Drury. It's not. It's fine. Bader. It's funny. Bader has for years. He has the Wi-Fi code memorized to this place. I forget what it's called, but it's the one that's in the.
What?
He knows the random Wi-Fi. If you ask him, hey, what's the Wi-Fi password for this this hotel in Coralville, he'll be like 5937 or whatever it is.
Bader knows Coralville much better than me. Like he was showing me around when we got stuck there.
Wow.
Showing you the streets of Coralville. I think it's
I know, because I only ever go to Iowa City pretty much. but
whichever
Bader
hotel
had been in
is
Coralville
in
much
the
more.
in the old Chicago parking lot. That's the one where we always stay. But anyway, that's in Coralville, and literally right up the hill is Carver Hawkeye. So I don't know where the state lines are, but they're
Oh,
pretty,
I see.
pretty
So
close.
I'm on the map here. They I think it looks like they annexed a little bit right there. They got a little
Yeah.
thing like jutting out.
just cut out for the corals.
Yep.
But it's fine. That's where we're going. Happy to go there. Happy to be in Iowa. Hopefully, there's a good turnout for the people for the World Team Trials. And as I mentioned, we have the seeds. I'd like to talk about them. Some interesting ones. By interesting, I mean ones that don't make sense to me at all. Particularly 61. I think I actually cannot understand what happened here. I having a hard
That
time.
was one I looked at, and I sometimes I don't trust myself because I don't memorize the international results like I do some of the college ones. I would kind of feel like I know like the back of my
Right.
hand, but I looked at it and I'm like, wait, Mendez at 4, Gross at 5, the Shazer at 6. What's going on here?
Yeah, so DeShazer,
They don't want to see my guy winning.
they're hating on DeShazer because Gross forfeited to DeShazer.
Yep.
DeShazer beat the 4-seed Mendez. He's behind both of them. Mendez is behind Graf, who forfeited to him. It makes no sense. It sounds like there was a 30 coaches got to vote on it or something. There was like a massive vote that determined a lot of these. I think by and large they got it right, and some of it just the table was kind of set. But 61, help me understand it, because I'm having a hard time with that one. Doesn't make sense to me. And really, Mendez may have been the beneficiary of a higher seed, but it did him no favors having Gross in the
Who would you
quarters.
want to mix up in there, Christian? So if you like, and I don't know if we want to go through every person, but like obviously, so the 3 wrestles the 6 and the 4 wrestles the 5. Like, who do you think the best matchup is for each other?
Mendez matches up better with Graf into Shazer than he does Gross.
For sure.
In
That's
my
all the
opinion.
tricky stuff. Yeah.
Yes, because it's going to be like Mendez single leg, Gross goes, thank you, exposure.
Although, wouldn't you have said the same thing for Carter Young? He beat him first crack.
That's true.
I feel like Carter Young could end up being a trap we fall into for like all like up and coming talented guys that I need to get
Look
out.
what could happen.
Yep.
I need to get out in front of that trap right now. But then again, it's like,
Yeah.
man, Mendez is the truth. So he might be able to figure it out and be at home enough in those freestyle situations. But yeah, I agree with JD that I think Mendez would match up better with Tyler or Gross. I think if you're going to give the Open such weight, then you need to reward the guys that wrestled back in it, or at least not reward the guys
Absolutely.
who forfeited out. I do think they went a little overly rewarding of Open performances. Like, I would be surprised if next year they do the Open winner gets the 1 seed again. I don't think that's
Really?
That's
well. I mean, I think if I'm Bill Zadek and I look at it at 65, I'm like, dude, my probably potentially maybe 2 best guys are gonna wrestle in the semis. I don't think you like that. Listen, you got all right. Here, listen to this.
Okay, but
Joey
those
McKenna
matches.
couldn't wrestle in the Open because he was at Pan Am's.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, Yanni.
well, he could have wrestled in the Open.
Who?
Joey.
Who's prior?
Some of the women did it.
I don't think it's easy. I think it's a
Not-
great.
we didn't-
Yes, I
he
agree with
didn't
that.
say easy. He said you could do it.
Okay. All right, country Ben. I like that Ben has to resort to a country accent to embody that.
That means I'm
blue-collar grit.
extra serious and angry.
Okay. You're not extra serious and angry too often because I haven't heard too many.
Well, country people get a little angry a little easier. Don't you know that?
That I would disagree with that. Have you ever been to like New York, like a city, like the Northeast? Have you been to the Northeast?
Those people in the Northeast, they get angry. But have you been to a wrestling tournament and the dude just behind you just starts losing his shit, and you're like, oh, he's from out somewhere on the sticks. Like, just
That's a
lose
bit
his
of a
mind.
generalization. I've seen just as many people. Do I have to name all the freaking? All right, the guy you were referencing in the from the U.S. Open, that guy is not from the sticks. The guy you said you were like almost that was dressing down the official. That man is
Oh,
not
he
from
was
the
not.
sticks.
was
So,
not.
But I
That's true.
can
All
attest
right,
that
I'm making bad generalizations already. It's only 8:26 a.m. and I'm throwing all the country people under the bus.
I would say across the board, I would say certainly country people can get very fired up at competitions, but I would say it's not unique to them. So yeah, I forget what we were talking about, but yeah, I would be surprised if I would love to see them go back.
we were talking about 65.
We were talking about 61 and 65, and we were talking about the Open winners getting the 1 seed. I think it should be either you get a bye to Final X for the certain weights, a bye to a Trials Finals, or nothing.
Yeah,
Or
I
just
feel like
like
you
some
have
seeding.
to. Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna keep the current format Open Trials Final X, you need to have some type of a large reward for the Open. Otherwise, it's gonna be a wasteland.
I know that Yanni could have went to the U.S. Open, and that was an option he didn't have. But there's something strange to me about the returning world team member that making the world team is a less important seeding criteria than winning the U.S. Open.
Okay, well, with your argument,
My argument.
if Yanni still might not have gone, and then Kendrick would be sitting out 2 Final X.
That's true. I bet.
true.
I bet your sweet Bippy Yanni goes if it's a Final X berth on the line at the Open.
Probably, yes.
Well, but it's
So
I
does
don't know,
Joey
it's
then,
not,
probably.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This is my point. That's why the Open would be better. And then because everyone's going to try to win, at least the front side would be open. Everyone would just forfeit out like crazy, like we saw. But they would still try to win it. And then I think the trials would be just as good. And then Final X
Christian,
be
what would
epic.
you think about jiu-jitsu brackets? They barely ever do wrestlebacks.
They just like semifinals winners face each other, basically. Or
Or
losers.
third, and
excuse
everyone
me.
else is just out of there. What would you think about that?
I don't like it personally because
I don't like it either.
Well, especially when you have this is a qualifying tournament that requires top 7 or 8 or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, yes, it's a qualifier, but it's also like I don't know how many times we've seen we see it all the time in wrestling. Like you lose to a guy and then you outplace him. It's like, or you lose to the champ in round 2. And especially when you're not going to have perfect seeding at these tournaments, like you don't know where guys are going to get placed. I wouldn't dislike it, but I mean, look at what we get instead. It's like, okay, well, you can make a pretty good argument that we should get rid of WrestleBacks at the U.S. Open just because
everyone's forfeiting.
No one wants to even do it.
Basically, every international, or I should say, senior level freestyle tournament outside of Worlds where a medal is still in the line.
Well, no, I think if you get pulled into repechage, you don't see a lot of forfeits there.
Yeah, that's why I changed from international to
domestic. You mean.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Completely agree. Like if you can't win, it's like, all right, peace. Yeah. But then I'll tell all my college kids that I coach they have to wrestle back for 3rd, 5th, 7th, no matter what. But
I won't.
I'm not going to. But you definitely should. Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, wait. They always talk about get the next best thing, but they don't even do it. Like by and large, it's very rare. Anywho.
All right.
So 61, I think maybe we don't get too into the predictions and whatnot. Maybe it's just kind of like more of our high level observations. 65. Nick Lee.
Well, the other question I have is 61, and I feel like this is me being ignorant, but what did Josh Rodriguez do to get the number 2?
He made the finals.
Open.
He beat Tyler Graff at the Open.
How did that happen?
It's a great question. There's an investigation ongoing. We'll look into it. I'm not sure.
Louise.
Josh Rod.
I would not have guessed that. If you said Josh Rodriguez beat Tyler Graff, I'd say, are you crazy?
I know. It happened.
I was too busy with the juniors.
It's documented. So yeah, that's why he got the 2, and Nico obviously won. Man, Nico looks so good. I kind of think he might be
he's my pick to win this, probably.
I mean, it's crazy because he had such a long layoff too. And it's like, okay, he's like a financial advisor in training but whatever. He seemed full tank, like as good as ever. How does this happen, Ben?
I don't know. I was actually just thinking about, sometimes if I've done disc golf interviews, they're like, how does disc golf help your MMA? And I'm like, oh God, what kind of stupid answer do I give to this? So I was thinking, you guys, if Nico wins, you could say, hey, Nico, how does financial planning help your wrestling?
Well, you have to be strategic. You have to, I don't know.
Exactly.
I guess if here it is. If you're a financial planner.
Oh, God, you're going to get it?
If you're a financial planner, that means you probably have financial security, which allows you to wrestle with tremendous freedom. And you're not worried about like, oh, my gosh, if I lose this match, I'm screwed. So really, that's what everyone should major in, financial planning.
Yeah. I like it. That's a good tie-in right there.
And he trains at Pitt now.
Yeah. So actually, Seth Gross is someone that I kind of thought would be we thought 57 wasn't the right weight class for him. And so as we thought he was going to go up to 61, like when you look at this field, if you would have told me, hey, this is the field, I'd say Seth Gross is probably going to win.
Absolutely.
That's what I would have thought.
I would have too. I don't know. After the way he lost to Dayton, something about that, when he lost to Dayton, I was like, huh. And I just feel that on Seth's best day, he should be competitive with Dayton Fix, and he just shouldn't get beaten like that, the way he got beaten.
It was ugly, yes.
And so I was like, well, maybe it's just like Seth had his window where he was really, really good, and now it's just like he's in kind of a second act of his like international career. I don't know. And then who did he lose to on the he lost to
he lost to Mega.
I felt like Nico was all over him that entire match. That felt like it wasn't a dominant score, but to me, he was in control for 6 minutes straight. So I don't know. He's still he's not a guy anyone wants to draw in this bracket. Including Nico.
Yes.
But yeah, a year ago, I'm picking him without a second thought, right? I'd probably give a lot of thought about Tyler as well, but then I'd probably ultimately pick Seth because he's proven to be such a gamer, right? He's really good
Yes.
competitor. And he's got crazy
Yeah, I
skill.
mean, yeah, if you look at it historically looking, it would be Graf and Gross would be the two you think would have the most success. But Nico looked great at the Open, so it'd be interesting to see if he can keep that going.
You're right. And then interesting to see if Kendrick Maple can keep it going. Man, what a cool guy. Listen to his interview on the Bader Show. Encourage you guys to check it out. He seems like what a gem to have on your staff too. Like he just seems like the kind of guy. Not only is he a body that can like roll with all these guys, and of course that's kind of what precipitated him coming back, him being such a beast in the room still, but like just the mental aspect that he brings to the game. And hearing Keegan talk about him, it's pretty clear he had a really profound impact on Keegan and probably other guys in the room as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man,
said, but 65 is deep compared, especially compared to some other weights. Your guy Bo Bartlett, number 11. I think he can win that first match against Ian Parker for sure. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know if he's gonna do so well against Joe McKenna though. His run might end there.
I mean, will he get the tech? Unlikely, but I mean, at this point, it's just about win in advance. That's what the trials are about.
Funny. Henderson Lugo's a fun first round match also, and that Lugo was
those two guys kind of got hosed.
Why is Lugo so low?
They punished him for forfeiting out of the Open.
Well, what is it bad to forfeit out of the Open, or is it good?
Or is it not bad?
I mean, it seems pretty good for Tyler Graf. He's super forfeited out, and he's ahead of Jesse Mendez. Lugo, he had some wins at least. I'm just trying to follow the plot here. What is it? Should you?
I think they literally just took. I'm looking at the places from the Open guys. I literally think they just took those and plopped them on here because it goes Kolodzic, Parker, Pletcher, Henderson, Lugo, Heil, and it goes Kolodzic, Parker, Pletcher, Lugo, Henderson, Heil. I mean, they literally just took those and implanted them in the seeds.
Yeah, because like both those guys have some really serious ones. Like Ian, what? Yeah,
I don't know what Ian Parker probably got. I'm gonna look, but I'm pretty sure he got a whole bunch of forfeits. So he beat Josh Saunders, beat Cole Matthews, forfeit over Patrick Lugo, and then he did beat Luke Pletcher. So, and Pletcher got the forfeit over Henderson. So Pletcher and Parker both got forfeits in the Conti semis.
Man, you know what? You forfeit out.
You should.
When you medically forfeit out, you're saying I'm not able to continue wrestling. We all know what's actually happening. They're just quitting the tournament before it's over. But they're just so if you are medically quitting a tournament, medically having to pull yourself out, then we should say, okay, that hurts you in your seed. So I think that is how they should do it. So maybe Lugo should be punished, but freaking Graf and the others, Gross, etc., should also be. And your guy, Dap DeShazer, who didn't mind accepting the forfeit from Seth Gross to get to the fourth place match. But when it came time to wrestle Mendez, a high schooler, he said...
Who we beat?
Yes.
Yeah, that is so weird, though, that he got the forfeit and then didn't wrestle. Not good.
Yeah. I don't know. Trouble in Loper Paradise? Who's to say? So, yeah, that was weird. It's hard to make senses. Some of these seeds... 65
I mean,
is
it's probably
just
so the way they did these was they had all these coaches and like majority vote. I'm guessing some coaches just argued harder for their guys.
Yeah,
for sure. And now, here's the thought: Nick Lee, which we didn't get to talk about Thursday because it was a Friday news dump. I think when he entered the trials, or maybe over the weekend, as predicted by JD Rader, as not predicted by Christian Piles. Nick Lee entered the tournament. Now, what do you think about him at the 4 in terms of is he a beneficiary here to have Maple in the semi, or is that a tough matchup for him? Because you could say, wow, Nick Lee gets to avoid the Yanni McKenna mess, but are we overlooking Kendrick?
I think Kendrick looks so good at the Open. Obviously, the 2, 3, and 4 were not at the Open, but when you consider how bad he killed Everyone excluding Lugo. I think there's a really good chance that he wins this bracket. Oh, so he can't win it, right? He can make the finals,
Right.
And make final last.
So you think including Nick Lee?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not guaranteed he's going to win that match, but yeah, I think there's a good chance, decent chance he can win the match.
The case for Maple over Lee is simple. It's volume attacker Nick Lee versus a great re-attacker Kendrick Maple.
Correct.
If it's about that he can win it. The question marks are, and this is not even Maple specific, but it is the gas tank for Nick Lee is a real thing. And him for 6 minutes coming at you like a lunatic is hard for most guys to handle. Now, combine that with, at times, Maple has struggled to finish matches. Now, is that behind him? Was that 61 weight cut related? Probably, partially. But it is worth mentioning. And Nick is someone that's going to be coming at him hard for a long time. And does he say, I'll give up a re-attack two here, but at the end, I'm going to get more takedowns?
You don't have to go 6 minutes if you pin him.
That's a great point.
Lock up that chin and arm.
Boom. Chin and arm.
And don't quote me on this one, but I want to say somewhere, I can't remember if I heard Kendrick or this, maybe it was in person, but saying something to the effect of like he put a lot of pressure on himself, and we see that in competition. Mm-hmm. And now obviously like this is for him. I don't think this is like I need to go make a world team. This is like I lost a bet and I got to go. I got to go own up to my bet. It's like more fun and relaxing, and that's kind of freeing of the mind for some people.
For sure. I think that's a big part of it. Man, there was nothing more confusing to me than his senior year at Oklahoma when he went up to 149. And I thought, because once Stieber was out with injury, I think that year, I was like, oh, he's winning this, no problem. And then he lost early that year, and he lost in like November to Bryce Bustler of Bloomsburg. And I was like, huh.
Who?
Exactly. And I was like, well, that's sort of weird, but okay. And then he just kind of never really got it going. And
don't quote me. I want to say there were some health issues or something. I feel like I heard that.
I think there was something.
There's something. I can't remember what it is right now, but I feel like that was the case. Don't remember 100% right now.
I think he got caught in the Jason Surtis tiebreaker.
Oh.
Storm of hell that no one could escape.
2-1-3-2.
2-1-3-2. It's like it was unbelievable, but he freaking did it. Let me. I love looking at old NCAA wrestling brackets. I hope you do as much as me because it happens a lot. Wrestling brackets, because I want to look it up. Oh, that was the year. It was like Kindig and Minotti in the semi. It's like what? Hold on. Pulling these in.
All right, so it says freshman year run was the most boring freshman NCAA champ run ever.
What's this, 2014 are we talking about?
All right, here we go. So Surtis goes, oh my gosh, they have him listed as Dave Maple in here. Okay, moving on. So Surtis beat Dave Maple 2-1 in overtime.
I don't even know that's the same person.
Because the round before Dave Maple was Kendrick Maple. I swear. The bracket before says Kendrick Maple. He beat Brody Grothris, and then he transformed into Dave Maple.
Weird.
Yeah, but it happened.
It happened.
All righty. So, that's that. Moving on. 65 is going to be man, there's a lot of really interesting storylines, but I think 79 is going to be the talk of the town.
So are we skipping 70?
We're just kind of it's a classic bounce around show.
It's classic top four just wrestle each other and that's it. And it's gonna be those guys, and no one's really like once you go past four, you're like, these guys don't really got a chance.
This is a classic He Hate Me from Ben Askren. Okay, number one, the 7 seed literally beat the 4 seed last time they wrestled. The 6 seed literally beat Jordan Burroughs.
Michael Blockus?
Oh, wait.
Bro, I'm talking about 70 kilograms.
Oh, well, I was talking about 79.
You allege Michael Blockus beat Jordan Burroughs. You're fired.
Who's to say? Maybe Michael Blockus did beat Jordan Burroughs. We could just forget.
I don't think so. I thought we were going to go to I was pulling back to 70.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Man, I feel like Alec Pantaleo worst 1 seed draw like you could fathom. He's gonna have Berger
Tyler
or
Berger.
Ashnall first, who Berger has beaten him. Then in the semi, Zayn, who has been a very tough matchup for him historically. I'm not sure if he's ever beaten
Is
him.
Berger punished for not finishing at the Open or something?
I don't know.
Where is
why
it? Let's
he's
see.
being-
Blockus wins via no contest.
Yeah. Berger forfeited out after losing to Oliver.
Wait, he's not even on the places. What is going on here?
He
If
got
you look at the places on
sixth.
Flow Arena, it says 5 Sasso. There is no 6. And then 7 is, I don't know who Dane Morton is, but 7 Dane Morton. 6 is not even on the chart.
I'm not sure what happened. Hey, I got the bracket pulled up though. Let's find.
Maybe because he forfeited out. I mean, he forfeited to Blockus and Sasso in the Conti semis in 5th place after losing to Oliver.
Why does it say
Semis.
victory? So it says no contest as opposed to victory via injury. Which is
Oh,
what the
they
other
both
one-
forfeited.
Oh, double forfeit.
Neither one of them accepted
Well, hold
the
on.
forfeit.
Well,
But then how does Blockus go to the third
wrestled
place
Mike
match?
Zapp?
No,
or
Blockus
Doug
wrestled
Zapp.
Doug Zapp.
Oh, I was talking about the Sasso.
So Berger forfeited. He lost in the semis and then forfeited out. But,
Yes.
So why wasn't he 6th? They just have him.
Maybe
No
him and
idea.
Sasso both forfeited, so it was they both got 5th.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here. Try to make sense of these
I-
brackets. Just
I
wrestle
also
in the
don't
tournaments
know
you
what
enter.
happened.
Would be my suggestion.
If people just can people just like wrestle some wrestleback matches?
I
So we
think.
have,
I think a big thing is like the making weight part, where it's like, why am I really doing this? Do I want to cut these 2 pounds tonight to wrestle these back matches that
guys,
normally don't matter? The answer is no.
who's Dane Morton?
Well, I have no idea.
Yeah, the silence is
He
telling.
got a forfeit. He got a forfeit over Ashnall and an injury over Luan. That's it.
Doug Zapp's
Don't
on
know who-
fire. He beat Sammy Sasso, got 3rd at this tournament. That's really good.
The Ben RTC is on fire.
They're on fire.
Yes, they are.
It makes me want to give him a little bump in some of these predictions. I don't know if I'll do it.
Zapp beat Ashnall, and then Ashnall
And Sasso.
and he wrestled tight with he wrestled 3-2 with Pantelio. Let's go, Doug Zapp.
Is
Doug
Doug
Zapp
Zapp-
didn't play. NCAAs. I'm looking up Doug Zapp's wrestle stat.
You might not like what you see, but then you're going to love what you see in freestyle. Doug Zapp, we need to come to terms. He could be the guy in Serbia.
He was 19-8. Well, he's going to Serbia.
He could be our guy.
That's where worlds
Oh my
are.
God. He was one. Oh, I thought he was going to transfer like all the Michigan guys. I thought that's what you were alluding to.
No, I hope not.
All right, so he lost to Caleb Young 3-2. He lost to Peyton Robb 3-2, and he beat Jared Jacques 2-1. Sounds like an offensive dynamo.
Well, he's excelling in freestyle.
Yeah, maybe he does a lot of push outs or
He was
something.
in the
I don't know.
Pennsylvania. Now he's with the Penn RTC.
Big change up.
That's right.
Okay, so 70, you're right, is just the top 4, and then you can look past it. Except, I mean, Berger is. I don't easily.
Berger's had
discount him.
some good results historically.
Yes, he's a good freestyler. But yeah, it looks like. What are we thinking here? Probably Deacon. Is it gonna be Deacon Zane Final X? Or
Well, I mean,
Dane
toss
Morton
those-
was a junior freestyle state champ in Minnesota 4 years ago.
okay. Glad we got that. Glad we got that figured out.
And he wrestled 133 his first year of college, and then now he's listed as 165, but he doesn't have any matches at all.
Okay. We're getting to the bottom of this Dane Morton thing once and for all. All right, let's keep going.
All right, keep
Any
going.
more 70 talk?
we
I
can
got
get-
nothing else.
We can get more into it when we do like preview prediction show. But
74, man, kind of a wasteland, honestly. Only 7 guys seated. Have a hard time seeing anyone but Nolf emerge here. Right? I mean,
you give a car a
yeah.
shot.
Carr got 10-0'd in April of 21 and then didn't win NCAAs. He lost to Willits. I have a hard time with it. I would have said
I agree.
After he lost, I would have been like, okay, give him a year or so, and Carr's maybe ready to make this a little more interesting. But I don't know.
And Noel's been wrestling really well. He
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately isn't good enough because I'm a big Jason Noel fan. He's not good enough really to compete with Kyle Dake at this point, but I think he's the clear number 2.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, holding.
Where's Evan Wick?
He's at 79.
No, he's not.
Or like that's where he competed at.
When I talked to him in the trials, he said, "I'm wrestling 79, but I'm going to go 74 for trials." Where the hell?
Is he good? What are you texting him? It's very early in St. Louis Obispo. He might be up.
Maybe.
We'll see. Just call him. Put him live on. Put him live on the air.
Yeah.
He would be interesting in this bracket for sure.
Because he's the number 2 at 74 if he wrestles 74.
Yeah. Wait, isn't he going to go to Croatia?
It sounded like I talked to his dad about that. It sounded like it was something that was maybe going to happen, but definitely was not like. Yeah, I mean, right. This is what 3 weeks ago I talked to him. It wasn't like, oh yeah, this will happen before trials.
Got it.
At least that's what it sounded like to me.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
it would be nice to see him. Would have been nice to see Keegan O'Toole in this, but
he's only 21. He got time.
All right. Promise.
I promise he will wrestle. I'm pretty sure he's going to be there because he asked me if I was going to be in Iowa City this weekend. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be there.
Oh, is he going to be cornering Kendrick, getting him ready?
That's probably why. Yeah, that's probably what's happening.
Nice. Okay. Mm-hmm. So 74 to me, I think it's going to be the Nolf show.
Yes,
David Carr Nolf is the most compelling match to me by far of this bracket. I want to see it. I want to see Carr get another crack at him, but it's hard to. Nolf wrestling is about as well as we've seen him wrestle.
Peter Pappas wrestles for George Mason. Well, he was an Edinburgh guy, but WrestleStat has him listed as George Mason. Somehow he is. So Peter Pappas is currently the 6th seed at 74 kilograms. Yeah. Unfortunately, last year he was only 2-5.
Okay, so we'll see.
Stock up.
We need a little better brackets. We need a little better brackets at the Senior Open is what it looks like.
That's
to me.
That's a classic dark horse, Ben.
Dark horse, 2-5 to the number 6 seed.
Well, I mean, part of that.
Cam Amin lose out. Cam Amin lost out early. Cam Amin lost out to Colin Purinton in like the round of 16 or somewhere way early. Weird. And then Colin Purinton beat Kid Rock the next round.
Part of that is this guy. We got a question about it. Jolly Mosh discussed the lack of registration by top 3 NCAA placers. Only 9 of 30 registered. 7 of 9 were qualified before NCAAs. Only Carr and Wood used their NCAA placement to qualify for World Team Trials.
Yeah. That is.
Well, it's a new thing.
Why is that actually?
The top 3 is a new thing this year, right?
New thing, yeah.
So normally, in a normal year, I
think it's always champs always have.
Champs have the last several years.
It's always been champs, yes.
So, would we normally get? Just think about it like this: would we normally get like 9 NCAA champs out of the participants that would take the advantage of that? Probably not, really. I would.
Well, maybe it's kind of what I brought up to you before the show, Christian, is that usually, and this last one was a weird cycle, but generally after the Olympic year, you see a significant drop off of participation that following year. So maybe that's why.
Yeah, I almost want to I want to look at the brackets from last year. Like, how was it in 2021? Who tried to?
Yeah.
How many of the top 3 made an attempt to?
Well, how many was it top 3 last year? Also, I feel like the brand new thing.
I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find a bracket here. See the full bracket. Okay, so 25 Soriano. Oh wait, no, that's last year. Dang it. Carry on. Move on.
Carry on.
For this.
All right. Well, you know what? 79 is a fun bracket. You got McFadden, Joseph, Dieringer, Siraki, Marsteller, Martinez, Lujan, Renan, and Braden Thompson. And Doug Schwab was very upset about Taylor Lujan getting the 7. So explain to me why he should be upset about Taylor Lujan getting the 7.
He has the last 2 wins over David McFadden, and of recent has only lost to Vincenzo and Ringer.
And he did beat Siraki also.
He has beaten Sirachi. He's beaten, pretty sure he's beaten Marsteller within the period. And he was really mad because they have they had criteria and 4 seeds. Number 1 was head-to-head with guys. Let me see. I can pull it up here. Seeding criteria to be used in rank order. 1, head-to-head matches from October 2020 Senior Nationals up to the event. 2, common opponents. 3, medalists at a UWW, and then it kind of goes on. I'm guessing he brought up this criteria and said, hey, Lujan has head-to-head over Sirachi and McFadden, and I'm guessing
he just
got
placed above
outvoted.
Marsteller at the Open. Care. Yeah, him being seated below Marsteller, because he placed higher than
he got tied to Isaiah
Martinez.
Martinez, who he lost to at World Team Trials last year.
How can you tie him to that, but not mention the Sirachi win? Is what doesn't make sense. You can't.
I don't know. Sirachi got rewarded for not wrestling a freestyle tournament since World Team Trials.
I was told it got brought up, the Lujan win over Sirachi, and someone said, "Who cares?" in the meeting.
What?
Someone said, "Hey, Lujan's got a win over Sirachi." Response: Who cares? All right. Hard to argue that. Then again, I have a hard time with the Lujan case over Sirachi win at that same tournament. Sirachi wrestled back for 3rd, beat Nolf, and so you can't use the World Team Trials as the reason you're there, and also say, but don't look at the other stuff that happened at the trials. Just look at the one thing that happened.
Well, he only lost to Isaiah Martinez there, and I kind of throw that Nolf one out because that's Nolf's only tournament at 79. Like, he's a 74 guy. Who knows? Yeah. Taylor might have beaten Nolf at that tournament too, but he didn't get the opportunity to wrestle him.
Well,
because Taylor only wrestled 74 except for that one tournament.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Taylor Lujan's significantly too low here.
Yeah, I don't.
Especially when in a lot of the other brackets that we've just went through, you see that they are weighing the U.S. Open results. Like they're literally weighing the U.S. Open results from 3 weeks ago. And in this bracket, it feels like they threw it out because Lujan placed above Marsteller and Martinez. So given the fact that I could see the IMR one because IMR beat him, right? Why would he be seated below Marsteller?
Is there some head-to-heads there?
I can't find one. I'm looking through his results and placements on your guys' website.
It could just be because Marsteller outplaced IMR.
It's because maybe Marsteller beat McFadden at Yashardo, but then he also lost to him at the Open.
Also has a historical win over McFadden also.
He's got 2. He's got the past 2. McFadden beat him at Senior Nationals a couple years ago, I think.
Yeah.
So I guess they have split, but Lujan has the last 2 over him.
Well, even if McFadden is the obvious 1 seed. Even if you throw out the fact that you win the Open, you're automatically the 1. Throw that criteria out. He should still be the 1 because he won a tournament with all these guys in it 2 weeks ago.
I mean, you could argue that if you look at the totality of their resumes over the course of the set criteria, that it should probably be Ringer because he has been the most consistent.
Yeah, but I would look at the more recent tournament.
The most recent results. I'm good with that.
Everyone was there apart from Carter, and McFadden beat them, and he beat Chinza, who beat Ringer. Like he beat a lot of really good guys to get there. He beat Chance, so I think he's the right.
Okay, here's your bias, Christian. I'm really predicting what your answer is going to be here.
Oh.
So if you could just flip Lujan to the 5, or because the 5 and the 4 are essentially the same because they wrestle each other and there's no one else, right? They don't have a prior match to that. So we'll just flip him just to the 5, Lujan. He would wrestle Starocci.
Right.
If he's at the 7, where he's currently at, he wrestles Joseph. Would you rather have him at the 5 or the 7?
The 5, unquestionably, because he got 10-0'd by Chenzo. At the Open, and he's beaten Carter. Is he an underdog there? But maybe, but it's obviously a winnable match for him. And then you have McFadden, who he has had good success with. I mean, the 5 and the 7 here is a huge difference. It's a game changer for Taylor. And so
you're looking. I mean, if he's at the 5, then he's beaten the 4 previously, and he's beaten the 1 previously. So you're thinking, okay, this guy could be in the finals.
Absolutely, that's exactly how you're looking at it.
Yeah.
And instead, he's the 7, and this is a guy that wrestled back at the Open. He, outplayed some of these guys. They almost need a real. They can't have 30 coaches voting. That's
it doesn't make sense because the coaches also have a significant amount of bias.
Significant, and listen. There's a ton of the backdoor politicking with the NCAA coaches.
We know about backdoor politicking. You don't like backdoor politicking.
Dirty politics. But all these coaches get on the phone for the NCAA rankings. They're not supposed to do that, but they do it and they cut deals, this and that. So imagine what's happening here, where there's totally there's no regulation whatsoever. There's a lot of coordination with that stuff. Maybe that's giving them too much credit for a seating meeting that they're actually that coordinated on it. But
it would only take a few influential ones, because if we're talking about a room of 30, and we know who's in the meeting, and it would only take 2 or 3 of them to sway some of the votes the way that they want to sway them. Yeah,
for sure. And for Starocci, it's a good path because he beat Marsteller pretty soundly last year at trials. You would have to figure he would have a good likelihood against McFadden compared to like a Ringer or a Chenzo, which I think is a tougher matchup for him. Although those would be, he'll wrestle likely one of those in the finals should he make it. But like for Ringer, he's gonna have to beat Aymar, who he has, and then Chenzo, who beat him last time. I still feel pretty. Though that's
a rough path.
It's a rough path, but I think he does it. I think he makes it to the final here. I think if you watch that Chenzo match, Ringer really controlled it, and then Chenzo's freaking savvy, and Ringer just didn't. He just got a little, I think, overconfident and pushing with that underhook and seatbelt position, and eventually Chenzo had no choice but to, attempt to throw, and it worked, and that swung the match his way. But I don't see that happening again. So I like Ringer to make the final here, and probably against Starocci. But yeah, this seed's a mess here. They didn't. Yeah. It's not right. They should look into their process here, because I find it to be very inconsistent. Which is what will happen if you let 30 coaches vote on it. That's what's happening.
All right. 86. Pat Downey's back in the chat.
Come on, dude. He enters every trials. Although I'll say this, we did that was one of our FRL questions. Will Downey show up?
Will he show up?
And it's the question for every tournament he enters, right? And so we did a show of hands, and I won't reveal who said what in terms of who thinks he's coming. A lot of people don't think he's coming, but I said I think he's coming. I think Downey's going to make the walk. I think he's going to show up from South Beach to Coralville, back to Iowa City, his old stomping grounds. Most stomping grounds were his old stomping grounds at some point, but Iowa is certainly one of them. And I think he shows up. And he got the 3 seed for his efforts.
What was the last tournament he wrestled in? It was just last year, right?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I have no idea. I literally have no idea.
He's got his story pulled up. He's shotgunning a Budweiser.
High performance machines run on diesel, baby.
Right now. This is like
yesterday. It was yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, he's ready to rock. Holy cow. So yeah, Downey. Yeah, I don't know if he's coming.
Did you know Pat Downey has
Honestly,
a school
does
record
Downey
for total offense?
What'd you say?
Did you know he's got a school record for total offense in a football game?
Really?
In high school?
Pat Downey is a total jock.
He is a freak athlete.
He's a freak. He is it. I wish him well in his MMA.
Oh my gosh. He's got a Wikipedia page. Want to hear the last sentence of his high school career?
What?
A legally problematic high schooler, Downey was multiple times denied of wrestling and playing football due to multiple charges.
That puts a bow on it.
Legally problematic.
Well, I believe he had like multiple assault charges in high school.
He famously got in a fight with a bunch of, I think they were like Naval Academy students, and he beat a bunch of them up. But apparently he was a high schooler and they were college students.
Well, I think he had another incident, but the charges got dropped.
Yeah.
But he did get convicted for one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, guys, this gets better. I should just read this. Okay, ready for the last sentence of his college career?
Mm-hmm.
But as a recently turned 21-year-old, he got sidetracked partying. This caused head coach Mark Manning's decision of cutting Downey off the team, suggesting to him start a mixed martial arts career after breaking his thumb in a street fight.
Yeah. I've heard that story.
It's good advice from Coach Manning.
I'm sorry, that wasn't a college career. That was just the end of his University of Nebraska career.
Right.
Yeah.
My bad.
Before he became a Triton.
Yes, Triton, and then a Cyclone, and then
almost a Hawkeye.
Almost a Hawkeye. He was at the 1 yard line.
Almost at the trifecta of Iowa schools.
He really did. And instead of handing the ball off to Marshawn Lynch, they dropped back and threw a pass, got intercepted. The rest is history. Ben does not know that reference.
He made a world team after that. Helped USA bring home some team hardware.
He did indeed. He very nearly qualified the weight.
That's right. And don't forget, we're looking at about 13 months ago, he 11-0'd Aaron Brooks, who you love.
Do I love him?
That was wild. After a trial in 2011, Downey was facing up to 35 years in prison. Pled guilty to his crimes and committed, and he only spent 6 days in jail.
This guy, he's Teflon. Teflon Pat Downey.
Good lawyer.
Great lawyer. Yeah. He's got some great legal representation. We'll see if he is represented. I love how everyone has a club. Wolfpack RTC, Panther Wrestling RTC, Mark Hall, Pennsylvania RTC, Pat Downey, Florida.
Oh, my God.
Just the state.
Wow. I'm going to tell you guys the last time.
He is Stanford MMA.
He's definitely a Florida man.
Yeah.
He is a Florida man. This started with the last time. I asked you when the last time he competed in a wrestling match was, and I will tell you. In 2021, after more than a year of inactiveness, Downey wrestled the Mateo Pelicone, where he went 0-4, then competed. He was scheduled to go to the U.S. trials and went 1-2. Downey was scheduled to face Kyvan Gadsden in a street league event, did not show up. He was then scheduled to trim down to 79 kilograms and wrestle at 2021 trials. He also did not show up.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot he did enter World Team Trials.
I remember we were all like, dude, is he going 79? It's like, there's no way he can make that.
Oh, yeah.
Among other, yeah.
And then he was scheduled to make his Bellator debut, and that also did not happen.
Oh, really? Is he signed with Bellator?
And he was scheduled to fight his professional debut in LFA. Also did not happen.
Well, now, that happens commonly in MMA. Do we give Pat the benefit of the doubt there? Or do we assume he is the reason?
LFA?
He got
I don't know about
scabies
the
or
LFA.
something.
What?
Yeah, you got.
It was
that
really
was the Bellator.
bad.
That was the Bellator one.
Yeah.
He got scabies?
I saw pictures.
That better be true.
It says
I saw
red
pictures.
skin
It was
syndrome.
pretty bad.
I've never
He was
heard of
scabbed?
it. Red skin syndrome?
Yeah.
Dang. Well,
Weird.
all right. I don't know where to go from scabies. There's not a seamless segue. I found.
Let's segue.
What percent chance does he show up? Like, what odds are we giving him?
I'll say coin flip.
I was gonna say
50-50.
50-50.
I'm kind of the same way. I kind of think he comes.
I think he lives his life via coin
He's
flip.
calling
Will I
off
fight
phone
this-
I think
16
he
hours
thinks he's
ago.
coming right now.
Huh?
I think he thinks he is planning on coming right now.
He called us hoes
Could that change?
online.
Could that change in the next couple days?
I don't know.
Potentially.
It could change. In 72 hours, a lot can change in Pat Downey's life if we've learned anything about Pat Downey. Okay. Where were we? 70.
I'm trying to find his Twitter handle.
He might have you blocked, bro.
Wizard King. No,
Wizard
I don't
King.
think. No, I don't think so.
I don't know his Twitter.
Let's see. Oliver Chilson. Where is the? Oh my God! You don't want to read his Twitter. It ain't, I have the first two tweets. It ain't good.
This is a family program, sir.
I can't read them.
Okay. All righty. So 86.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
I remember when I couldn't take crap without FloWrestling posting as their clickbait. That's why some fangirl homie hopping hose LLS. I don't know what LLS stands for.
LLS. I don't know. Maybe LLC. That's what he meant. Maybe he's getting into a business.
There you go.
Ironic word choice there. I'll just leave it alone. We were having fun, Ben. You really brought the energy down there with that.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time. One time, Pat Downey challenged me to wrestle. I was at the U.S. Open. I was walking around, and I'm like, it's a bowl, right, at the U.S. Open. And I'm kind of on the top, and I'm like looking. I can't remember what I was trying to find. And this dude's like, "Hey, you want to wrestle?" And I looked at him, and I was like, "What's this homeless dude bugging me for?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to wrestle you. Like, leave me alone." I legit didn't know it was Pat Downey till the next day I saw him wrestling. And I'm like, "Oh, that's Pat Downey. That dude's been talking trash." And the day before, I'm like, "That was the dude that asked me to wrestle." But I didn't know who he was. He just looked homeless. I thought he was maybe like a senior or a master's division or something. So I said, "Nah, man, I don't want to wrestle you. Leave me alone."
But now, do you wish you said, "Yeah, I'll wrestle you"?
Well, I mean, it would have made way more sense had I known who it was.
Yeah.
It would have made way more sense. But I didn't. I was like, "Nah, man, leave me alone. Like, you look homeless. Go away."
Was that when he had the mullet?
I want to say he had braids in his hair, but maybe
that was the year he won the Open.
You were tossed Kyle Crutchmer.
You were talking to a U.S. Open champ.
I was. That's true.
I don't think that was that year.
I think it was. I want to say
Crutchmer didn't do
2019. I want to say 2019.
It was 19.
He tossed Crutchmer at the Open.
Kyle Crutchmer entered the U.S. Open?
Yeah, in like
Kyle
2019.
Crutchmer? We're talking about Kyle Crutchmer?
Okay.
He's a Bellator fighter now.
I will show you.
I believe you, yet at the same time, if you asked me, did Kyle Crutchmer do freestyle after college? I said no. He went straight to
It was
MMA.
like his only tournament.
Damn, Kyle Crutchmer's got 10 fights already.
What?
Yeah, he's 9-1.
It's almost as many as Downey.
Okay, right here.
Downey's
Quarterfinal.
got 0.
Man.
Oh, this is 2017.
2017.
This is longer ago than I thought.
Yeah, 2019
But it
is
still
when he
proves
won.
my point.
Was he
Still
graduated in
proves my point.
2017?
Who?
Crutchmer. I don't think so. Who can remember? Anyway.
Who can remember? Yeah, Kyle Crutchmer getting busy on the fight scene.
Bo Nickel is getting a fight. Oh, I remember this. This
That's
was
like
at
next
World
week, I
Trials.
think.
He did throw him. But Downey and Crutchmer got heat too.
Really? Why?
I don't know. Twitter.
Well, they can fight each other. They're both in Bellator.
I wonder if they'll be in the same weight. Downey's a big dude.
I think Crutchmer fights 170, but grudge match, you don't need a weight class. You just show up and fight.
Catch weight.
Ain't no weight in the wild, as they say.
They say that?
Well, Tommy Gant said it one time, and I thought it was
I actually
awesome.
never heard it, but that's kind of cool. Ain't no weight in the wild. And like we talked about last week in jiu-jitsu, they do the open weight things. Wrestling, we don't do that ever.
We don't.
It's kind of fun.
Yes, it is fun. You should wrestle Pat Downey. Would you beat Pat Downey?
I don't know, man. I'm old now.
Big.
Maybe. He's kind of big. I might.
In folk style, I feel like you would.
Oh, folk style. I'm good in folk style.
You are? That's awesome.
I mean, if we're talking about wrestling people, I'm much more confident in my ability to beat them in folk style than I am in freestyle. Freestyle, I haven't really wrestled freestyle in forever.
Yeah. So
I'm not counting the damn Jordan Burroughs match. That was a terrible idea on my part. I have this propensity. Listen, I'm just going to admit it on radio here. I kind of like to fight a little bit and scrap. And so if someone asks me, I almost always say yes. And it's kind of maybe not been so good for me a couple times.
Well,
I mean, I was walking out of I remember this exactly. I was walking out of I was coaching at Folks on Nationals, and they said, "Do you want to wrestle Jordan Burroughs?" I said, "Hell yeah, let's do it." And I don't know why it sounded like fun, and it wasn't so good.
well, the match maybe wasn't fun, but it was
Yeah.
you gave the people what they wanted to see. Everyone was curious about it, and then
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, have you considered anything since?
No, I just beat up my high school kids, and
There you go.
once in a while I get to wrestle one of the college guys that comes back, and we're all happy. Keegan's coming back next week. Maybe I'll get to wrestle him.
Let's go. That'll be fun.
If he beats me up, I won't tell you about it.
Oh, you have to tell us about it.
This guy says in the app chat, if Donnie wins, CP has to get tased. I agree.
Absolutely not.
Yes. Yes.
Why? Based on
Do it.
what? Why do I have to get tased any more than you guys? I'm saying he's gonna go.
I said, I think you might too.
I think he might go. Who's to say?
Tase packed. If he wins, we all get tased.
Oh, a taste packed. No, Ben still hasn't been tased.
I said, I'm not gonna walk up to you guys and hand you a taser. If you bring a taser to me, I'll say, shit. I agree. I agree to this. I said this. I didn't remember saying this. I said this. All right, have at it. I will let you tase me. Yes.
Okay.
I will not be excited about it, but I will allow it to happen because I'm a man of my word.
Yeah, don't be excited about getting tased. That'd be indicative of something.
I'm a
else.
little bit nervous because like a fight or a wrestling match, like I've done those. I know what to expect. I've never been tased, so I don't know what to expect out of
You just
tasing.
can't get one of the super high voltage ones.
Yeah, we'll get you something.
I just clicked on
tasteful.
I clicked on our doc, guys. Why is Jason Surtis bracket in the doc?
Oh, I screenshotted that so you could see that where Kendrick Maple transformed into Dave Maple after beating Brody Grothus.
Only to lose 2-1 in OT.
He got OT'd.
Oh, Jason actually put up 4 against James English.
Yeah, but he won 4-3.
Yes.
So.
Well, of course. He's not going to win by more than 1 point.
What a legendary run. He won by his first match. He went Iowa style on Bryce Bustler 4-1.
Wow.
Then 4-3, 2-1, 2-1, 3-1. OT. OT. Ledge.
What's Nomad doing these days? I'm reading his tweets under your post here.
Nomad, yeah, he had some good stuff on the seating beat. 'Cause he's got all that info. He doesn't agree with the Lujan seed. He doesn't agree with the Burger seed because he beat Blockus. He beat Deacon and Pentaleo 74 in March of 21.
Yeah.
He doesn't think Lugo should be seated below Pletcher, who he beat. He has a win over Kolodzik and Parker, so I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't. I would agree with his perspective. What's funny?
I just saw your comment in the side of the doc chat.
Oh.
Does college wrestling are contested in a folk style format? And you said, JD, did you know this?
News to me.
JD wrote news to me.
News to me.
Yeah, that was funny. That's great.
Oh, man.
Here's a question, totally unrelated, but I see this thing. Were there any unsung assistant coach heroes in Ben Askren's career? I think that's a good question.
Yeah. I had a whole bunch of great every assistant coach I had at Missouri I got along really well with and was great, and I still talk to / see almost all of them. I saw Pat McNamara. His kid was wrestling at Northern Plains last weekend. He was great. So yeah, I think I see them and liked them all. I mean, my guy, the guy I was the closest with was Coach Horton, who then coached at Air Force, and he doesn't coach anymore, but we were really close.
Yeah, how did he help you?
He was an upperweight coach, assistant coach. We just got along really well, and he was just good at getting me focused on things I needed to get focused on.
Okay.
Yeah. So, a lot of good ones.
Lucky Buck. All right.
Yeah.
So 86, we talked about. We went to Downey meltdown there, but Mark Hall, Zahid, Trent Hidley, Drew Foster, and then there's a little bit of a drop off there. Marcus Coleman. Not to hate on Marcus Coleman, who definitely got a really bad call against Mark Hall. I don't know if you saw this, Ben.
It's the other way around. They don't stop it. That's all I'm saying.
Did you see this?
I'm sorry. I was reading the chat. Can you say that one again?
Did you watch the Mark Hall Marcus Coleman match?
No.
He won 10-0. So
I would've watched it.
Mark Hall's going to do what he's going to do. But there was
Changed the entire match.
It changed the whole thing. No, Marcus was in on a single leg, and he's finally about to come out the back door, and they stopped it. But anyways, that was just
Almost had him. So close.
that was
Who
just
is
to
it?
rev up JD.
Sometimes full arena bracket. I don't know what I have to do here. It won't let me scroll all the way down. Oh, Coleman Renan was a 2 seed. That's what happened. Coleman came
Yes.
through. Got it.
Also, we're getting skinny Renan at the World Team Trials.
He's going 79.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be an interesting look.
Incredible shrinking man.
Yeah, he's getting small. So we'll see about that. 86. I'm excited for a potential rekindling of the Zahid Mark Hall rivalry once more. It would be a final if it happens.
Should be fun.
It's been Zahid historically. I'm curious what the years have done. It's been a while since they've wrestled.
Oh my
I
god!
say that, but then
did
they
you
did
realize
wrestle once
86
overseas.
at the Open was so bad they didn't even put a 5, 6, 7, or 8 seed? They
Yes.
didn't even do it. They said
I-
these dudes are bad. We're not giving any seeds.
They said, nah, you're not seedable, bro.
What the hell? I'm looking at the bracket trying to figure out who beat the 5 seed, who beat the 6 seed, and they don't even have them.
They didn't exist at this tournament.
What the freak?
What the freak indeed. So excited for Hall Zahid and, Trent Hidley down there. He's really good at freestyle as well. Drew Foster can't be discounted. So a couple interesting
I think
things there.
Hidley could give Hall some problems, but maybe I'll be wrong.
No, they've wrestled in the past. I think it was
Senior Nationals.
pretty close. Do you have that?
Yeah,
Do you have
I
the
feel like it's
score?
pretty competitive.
It was 5-4, Mark.
That's pretty
Ooh.
close. That's more points than I would have expected, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I feel. It could be like a 3-2 or something to that effect.
Yeah, 2-2 criteria type of
Yep.
match. Both the guys are pretty tough to open up and score on. Feels like this is Zahid's weight to make it to Final X against David Taylor. It'll be fun. A best 2 out of 3 was Zahid because he's a fun guy to watch, but he's really kind of separated himself as not being David Taylor tier, but kind of in that one of the leaders of that second tier behind David.
Yeah.
One thing that surprised me about Zahid is I expected him, because he's really committed to 86. That's why he didn't go out for the 79 team last year at trials when everyone kind of thought he could be, he wrestled Jordan really tough. And it's like, okay, he's really committed to 86. And the gains I could maybe not be recognizing, but he doesn't look like he's gotten a whole lot bigger at this point for someone that has it's going to be pretty small on the 86 side.
I mean, do we actually? So we think that. I think that also. I agree with you here. But do we actually know that from a scale perspective? Because some guys like way more than they actually.
That's what
look.
I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
He's always been someone who his size has always been like, is he really big for the weight? Is he small for the weight? Is it where? Because he's got like this big
Frame.
back, kind of a big chest, shoulders, but his like legs aren't really big. So I don't know, but I would have expected him to look a little bit bigger at this point. But it also takes a lot of time if you're doing it like
Yes.
correct and legally. So, which
Yes.
was probably indicating that's what he's doing. So that's good too. But yeah, excited to watch that. 92
Raiders in the freaking chat talking about basketball. Get him off the show.
Big hooper. What are you talking about basketball for?
It's NBA or playoffs.
It is NBA play, but okay. Yeah, I mean I know that part, but like, how does that organically come up in the
Go
chat?
Bucks.
Oh, go Bucks. No, they're eliminated, Ben.
Yeah.
Damn it all.
I finally get to make an NBA reference, and the team's out. You just missed them by like a day or so. They almost made it.
All right.
Ben was tweeting about rap music over the weekend. Makes me sad to realize that 90s rap to my kids is like my parents' 60s rock and roll to me.
Yeah, I was working out outside. I put 90s rap on. And I'm working out, just thinking. And I'm thinking, shit, 90s? Dude, that was 30 years ago. Holy moly. And then obviously when I was growing up when I was a kid and my parents put on oldies, that was the 60s. That was 30 years ago at that point. So it's like the same thing. Like, damn it, I'm kind of old. That's what I was thinking.
You are, and which means I am also kind of old.
We're like the same age. Not James Dean yet, though.
That's right.
Not James Dean. What were the oldies to JD? Like, what, Vanilla Ice?
No, that's because I was born in the 90s. But so like
he's 10 years younger than us.
You know,
so
like
the
70s.
70s.
Yeah,
70s.
The Eagles.
Who are playing in Austin this week.
Oh, are you going?
Oh,
No.
nice.
Is Shane Sparks?
Come on. Shane Sparks.
might-
He
Shane-
probably wishes.
Shane, if you tell Shane that on tomorrow's show that the Eagles are playing, he may book a ticket.
He might.
It may be how we get him.
I
to
did
Austin
actually
again.
look at it. Tickets are dumb expensive because it's just old dudes who have a bunch of money, I assume, going.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but to me, I'll ask this to you, Christian, because we're the same age. To me, like the 60s and the 70s were kind of all blended together as like the same thing. And then the 80s, because they were more recent, that was like different, you know? And then the 90s, obviously, to me, when I was a kid, that was new music literally coming out. So that was like the new stuff. Did that feel the same to you?
Yeah, it's like 80s. It felt like I don't know. It got more electronic, a little more, less of a raw sort of sound. Yeah, I would completely agree with that.
So now I feel like 80s music is just terrible and no one ever even references it or listens to it. So you got like 60s,
Shane
70s,
Sparks.
like
Shane is going to fight you. He's going to come to wherever you live and beat you up.
let's bring this up tomorrow. But okay, I feel like 60s, 70s, that's some good rock and roll. You got like the Eagles, Steve Miller Band. You have a lot of good people in there, right? 80s, that's effing trash. Like, get rid of that stuff. It's trash. All trash.
Yeah, what is the best
Then, like,
80s band?
it's all trash. And then 90s and 2000s, you have like, well, obviously you have like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. You got some good rock and roll.
Yeah.
And then you have like all the rap stuff. That's
The
all
80s is just
kind of
about
good.
partying. That's why.
XS and hair bands.
Trash. Just trash.
Yeah, bad hair bands.
Yes.
Where do we fall on you two on FRL? Because I think they're.
I think they're trash.
I don't think they're trash. I like some.
It's not for me.
So what's the question? The question here is favorite '90s rap song. I don't know who put that in there.
Tyler.
Tyler put that
I would
in.
assume.
Yeah, Tyler probably. I'd say some Notorious B.I.G., Tupac, and some DMX. If I could just put those on a playlist, let's go.
Okay, what a great song.
Yeah. Well, that's three. That was three.
That's
rap
three
artists.
Not quite a song. Pick a song. I'll take
Say
mine.
going back to Cal. I love going back to Cali.
Oh,
That one,
really?
Notorious B.I.G.
That's a good one.
I go
Great one.
Regulators.
Oh, Mount Up.
Ooh.
That's a good one. I like, dude, Hit 'Em Up is like my all time. I love that one.
Good one.
What a savage song.
Man, I didn't know. I
Out
thought
the
that
gate.
might go too hard for you.
It's so,
That's what I thought. Too.
it is. It's like, it's so much that I'm like, this dude wrote this about another man. It was like that real. He was really about, Tupac's energy, and it's like crazy. Don't listen to Hit 'Em Up, kids. Do not. It's not good.
For real.
And if you listen to the edited version, you're probably not even going to hear any words. So
There's no
I would
words.
I would just avoid it totally. Question from the real Avery Lynch. In all his travels, what is the funkiest thing Ben Askren has eaten? P.S. you're
Oh
one fan.
man, I was kind of gonna hope you were gonna ask this one because I am like, dude, I don't eat weird stuff. I'm like super grossed out by it. I actually had this. We did a vlog when Johnny Broughton was with me, my last fight in Singapore. And this dude took us around eating weird stuff. I didn't eat any of it. Well, and not even because I didn't want to eat it because I was worried because it was fight week. I just don't like eating weird stuff. But they took us to this frog leg place, and Jordan Newman and and Gerald Mearshart were eating these things, and I was so free. Oh, it's freaking
Frog legs aren't.
gross.
They're not, actually not bad. I think
You should no. They had the frogs in the back though. They killed the frogs, and they cut them up, and then they brought them out to you, and you're like, oh, but the frog was alive back there. I saw it.
That's what they do at Red Lobster too. They take them right out of that tank. Yeah.
And then my wife wanted to go to we were in Hong Kong. She wanted to go to I can't remember, it was like insect market or something like that, where they eat weird stuff, and I don't partake in that. I let them eat all the weird stuff.
Bugs, yeah. Who's eating?
I'm kind of a wimp.
Yeah. Yeah, I am too.
I eat the weird stuff.
I like all right, what's the weirdest thing you've eaten? That's probably why you had to miss Thursday's show.
Yeah, exactly.
The weirdest? I don't know. I've probably done insects before.
If it wasn't so normalized, when you think about it, sushi is a very strange thing to eat. Just straight up.
I don't like
raw
sushi.
fish. I like it a lot.
Yeah. I do a lot of sushi.
Oh, caviar is good. That's
Never
not
had
like
caviar.
that. I had it in Japan.
But that's just
insane.
fish eggs. We eat other animal eggs.
I know, but for whatever reason, it's very different. It's a very different experience to eat fish eggs than a chicken eggs. What other eggs do you eat other than chicken eggs? He's like, we eat other eggs. Really? What are you cracking some robin eggs in your skillet?
One time in a farmer's market, Amy got an ostrich egg, and it was like
it's huge.
Like this.
Yeah,
It was huge. It was. I mean, it just tasted like a normal chicken egg. But,
did it really?
It wasn't different, yeah. And it was just, but obviously it was a lot of it.
Well, in most of the eggs you eat, there's like no animal in there.
Yes, correct.
I
had to explain this last week. I had to explain this last week that someone came over to see my chickens, and I got the eggs, showed them the eggs and stuff. And their I think it was a 12-year-old son was like, well, when are the chickens going to come out? And I had to explain, we don't have a boy chicken, so they don't make. So when they lay the eggs, there would never be a chicken in there.
Right. CP was very disappointed when I told him about this, that it's
really?
Basically chicken menstruation.
I know, but I don't want to.
You didn't know, Christian?
No, I know that. No. He's saying
you need a boy to make the,
to fertilize.
I know that part.
Yes.
But the part where he calls eggs, which I eat so many of, chicken menstruation. I thought that was disgusting, a disgusting visual. Okay, that's what. It's like, gosh, okay, it can be true. It doesn't have to be said. Now I'm sorry that I said it. But he's a bad influence.
Chicken menstruation.
Jeez. I mean, I'm an egg enthusiast. Everyone.
Oh, that's funny.
I do love eggs, from my head down to my legs, even. Okay, I think we can do it. We can look ourselves in the mirror and say
chicken menstruation. Once chicken menstruation happens, we're done.
That's it. We got scabies, chicken menstruation.
Well, I want to tell these guys in the chat to F off, because
what are they saying?
Listen, I'm never gonna like Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Motley Crue, Van Halen. No, I don't like them. You can't make me like them. You can't guilt me into liking them. I think they stink.
I do not.
This is so funny.
I do not agree with this take.
Oh, so like Ben, you'll think this is funny, because you know how at least I don't know, 10 years ago when I was coaching, kids just if for some reason in high school they like Guns N' Roses and all that stuff. And my guy Zach, who I coached, I was like, I promise you. He's like, dude, Guns N' Roses and all these other bands. I'm like, in 3 to 5 years, we're gonna talk about this, and you're gonna tell me, CP, you're right. I was like, dude, they're so cheesy. But in that time, he liked it. And then literally, he hit me up a couple years later. He's like, dude, you were so right. I can't believe I used to listen to that. It's like, it's okay. It's a phase. A lot of high school kids get into it, and then they're like, wait, this is there's so much more out there. But JD, this guy, that's because just because you're a roadie for Guns N' Roses, literally right now, that's why you have this affinity towards them.
And I have no affinity. I just I'll listen to them occasionally. I agree with you that they're not as good musically as other bands, but I saw.
You know what song I think is actually timeless?
Go.
Right Now by Van Halen.
Welcome to the jungle.
No, that is not timeless. That is just played in every wrestling arena. But Right Now by Van Halen, I actually really like that song.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
That's a good one. And And Hot for Teacher. with my
Enter
wife.
Sandman.
Oh, that's my kids love that song. Actually, they think it's really cool.
Metallica's 90s.
Yeah,
Was it really?
that's true.
Late,
Well,
they probably started late 80s, but I
when
feel
was-
like peaked
Black Album,
early 90s.
Metallica. That was peak. 91. That's a good one. Hot for Teacher, because my wife's a hot teacher. And that's it.
That's a cheesy song.
That's so cheesy.
But the drum solo at the beginning,
Yep. Okay. All right, that's it. When I start doing drum solos, that's really when the show's over. You thought it was
Oh my
chicken.
God.
No, drum solos. Thank you guys so
Drum
much for
solo.
listening. 792 strong. We'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday. Oh, special guest tomorrow. I don't even know if Ben knows this. He might.
Who?
Helen Maroulis coming on. We're going to be
Right.
talking Final
Wait.
X. And
Shane Sparks there also?
we'll have Shane on. Maybe
man.
after Helen or before Helen. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
I have almost
out.
24 hours to figure it out. Thank you guys so much.
Because
We will
if
see
Shane
you.
listens to today's show, we are in trouble tomorrow.
I don't think he will.
no, I think we're safe.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. See you guys.